gotta ask you, have you ever heard a song that was just so catchy and upbeat that you thought to yourself, this has to be a happy song from a happy memory or a happy feeling or something that the artist seen in their life that just made them happy? Now, when you find out that maybe that song has a real dark side to it, it really blows your mind. And I got an absolutely amazing song today that we're going to talk about that is just that, not what it is on the surface at all. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, music lovers, especially my rock music lovers. So let me lay something out for you real quick. This is me, and I want you to know, as my audience, about me. Now, if you look at my YouTube page, and you look at my header, my main page, it'll tell you we're talking about music from 3 different decades. I put the 80s, 90s, and 2000s because they all three mean the most to me. And I know there's got to be tons of people out there that feel exactly like I do. I guarantee it, as a matter of fact. The 80s. I was born in the 80s, and there's something about hearing that music that just makes me feel like I was there or want to be there. It's an amazing style of music that comes from the 80s, whether it was pop music, rock music, country music, whatever it was different, and it was awesome, and it gives me a crazy, awesome feeling. The 90s. I was growing up, young kid, preteen, and hearing those songs, riding around the car with my mom or my aunt or whoever I was living with at the time, because I lived with a lot of different family members growing up. That gives me that freaking awesome feeling like I'm back there. Like I just time warp back to that moment. And you've probably heard me say this before, and I'll probably say it again in future videos. Time warp. Music is a time warp to me, and I know it has to be for you. And then the early 2000s, teenager, high school, figuring out what the hell I'm going to do in life. That even resonates more because it's like each song I heard as a teen was like, it's talking about me. This is my life. But the 90s, I love the 90s. And we're going to talk about a song today from the 90s that I feel is just one of the most amazing songs of the decade, from a great band, from a great debut album. And it's always been interpreted by many people differently than what the artist actually got the inspiration from, which is not so happy as the song sounds. I'm going to take you back to 1997, and we're going to talk about the debut album from the band, Third Eye Blind. Now, if I say the song Graduate, everybody knows it. Freaking awesome song. Tell me you don't love this song. Then if I say, hey, do you remember this song? And there's no doubt in my mind, if you listen to this song, it'll take you back 100%. So even now, as a grown man, a dad, when I hear that, you know, do 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 do. Now I know I didn't sound that good. I'm sorry, but that part of the song, when I hear it, it's like I'm in the DeLorean and I'm back in time. I love it. I absolutely love it. And whether you're a fan of Third Eye Blind or not, I know, don't lie, you know you love that song. And when you hear that, I guarantee it makes you feel something. But I gotta be honest, as a young kid, it was just a catchy, cool song. When I got to my teenage years, 15, 16, 17, and started to, you know, dabble in shit that I probably shouldn't have been doing at the time, my buddy pointed out to me, hey, listen to this part of the song. Well, Stephen Jenkins, the primary songwriter, lead singer for the band Third Eye Blind, he wrote that song before the band was even formed. He wrote that when he was just a young, struggling musician, just trying to make it like probably tons of people out in California. This is why he was living in San Francisco. In fact, he, in an interview, remembers very vividly a time and place where he wrote that song, early, you know, raw edition of it, and Linda Perry, the lead singer of the Four Non Blondes, who was a waitress at the time in the area, they would sit together in a room because they were friends. She would sing the raw, you know, early versions of What's Up, as well him singing to her the early version of Semi-Charmed Life. So I thought that was pretty cool. In fact, the fact that I thought as a teenager that song, once I had a new idea of what the lyrics were and my buddy showing it to me, I thought, wow, the song's just about doing crystal meth. Now, we're going to talk about really the origins of that song, but it's got a little bit of meth history to it, you could say, but it's not entirely what the song's about. But it definitely was about more than I thought when I was a young kid. So Stephen Jenkins' original concept for the song did come at a Primus concert while he was there with some friends. They were getting high on, well, crystal meth, and he seemed, at least in observing, that they had a bright, shiny feeling to them. They were just on top of the world, happy as could be, right? Now, I'm not going to say that is what the drug's going to do to you. In fact, it can do some horrific things, but we're not going to dive into that. Just going to talk about the song. And if you want to talk about creating a bright and shiny feeling through song, that is 100%, absolutely, no doubt, what the song Semi-Charmed Life is, because not knowing and being naive to some of the lyrics and some of what the, story was behind the song, that's exactly the feeling it gave me just hearing it, just hearing the music and the songs and the way Stephen Jenkins sings the song. So he hit the nail on the head on what he wanted there. Now, most of the time, I would say that, a song like that, if is interpreted by what you come to find out it's possibly about, it can make people think that that's condoning a drug. Now, obviously, I think people are entitled to their opinion, but it kind of sucks that, there's so many realists out there that are just so into censoring everything that they would say that they don't want their kids listening to that song if they heard any inkling of that being what it was about. Now, I think it's better to, you got to try to explain to the younger generation or your children the best of your ability. You cannot force anything down their throat, and you cannot force them to be what they're not going to be. People are going to be whatever they want to be. They're going to grow into their own. And all you can do is be there to support and try to help push in a direction. And if they go that direction that you intended them to go, great. But if they don't, you can't stop it. In fact, how many of you growing up were tried to be stopped by family, your parents, grandparents, whoever was raising you, told you couldn't do anything, or don't do that, it's bad, I'm not going to let you do that? 9 times out of 10 when you heard that, you were still going to do what you wanted to do. You just knew you were doing something wrong because you were told not to do it. But, that's life. You just got to be there to support the people around you. They're going to make their choices, just like I'm going to make mine, just like you're going to make yours. Now, we can always go back and say that the concept of the song came from what he saw at the Primus show, and the idea of what he wanted the song to be about kind of spawned from that. But really, there was more to it than that. And if you think what Stephen Jenkins actually talked about in many different interviews when he talks about the song, it was really more of a coming-of-age song. Because you think about it, and he said it himself, we go from kindergarten all the way through school, and it's a routine. You're taken care of in life, you got people helping you, and you get to that point where you are a teenager, you graduate, you get into your late teens, early 20s, and then you got to tackle life on your own. Things are going to change, and that's quite frankly what the song is about. The constant change in life. No matter what, one thing you can count on is life is not always reliable. It's not going to happen the way you want. It's not going to unfold the way you think it is every time, and that's just the beauty of it. Sometimes it's going to be bad, sometimes it's going to be good, but in fact, that song is absolutely amazing when it details all of that. Life's going to come at you full force, and you never know what's going to hit you at any moment. Now, when the record label wanted to release Semi-Charmed Life as the debut single for the album, Stephen Jenkins himself was not exactly for it originally. He thought really the song wasn't, representative of the entire body of work of the album. Even though he wrote the song, it had meaning, and it was a great song. It was just his thoughts when they said that. And then you got other guys in the band that thought, well, not only was it probably not indicative of the work, it was also probably lyrically not good for radio, and they thought it would actually shy most stations and people away from playing it. Now, they were completely wrong, of course. It took a couple radio edits and cuts of the lyrics to make it radio friendly for people, but they did a good job of doing that. And not only that, also Jenkins claimed that he thought that most fans and people misinterpreted the lyrics. Well, you think? I think myself and millions of others did misinterpret the lyrics because you didn't know what the hell it was about. And as you got older and heard the lyrics, you kind of had an idea what it was about. But really, until we were told, we didn't know what it was about. But once you get an idea of what Jenkins' thoughts were behind the song and what he meant, you hear it in a whole new light. But it doesn't matter. You start to hear the intro to the song, the chorus, the bridge. Everything about the song it gets you happy, whether that was the intention or not. It does that for everybody. That just what makes the song great and so representative of that moment in the 90s. Absolutely 100% badass song. You know, this song is on a long list of many others that, well, we can say that we don't really know what the song meant, but it just grabs a hold of us for one reason or other, whether it's the singer's voice or just the instrumentals that just kick ass. Many songs out there like that. Now, I think that's the beauty of the music. Like I've said before, it is the beauty. As an artist, it's their job to write that song that means something to them. And it's our job as fans to listen to those lyrics and interpret it how we want. What does it mean to us? When we hear that song, how does it make us feel like, well, how does it make us feel like that song is literally singing to us about us? How many of you out there, please, I'd love to know, drop in the comment section. How many songs out there have you heard through your lifetime where you're like, oh my God, they're singing about me. They're singing to me. I know that's not the case, but that's the beauty. When it feels like that, you know that the artist hit their mark and us as fans found something we can relate to and we love. So please, I'd love to know, what are those songs for you? In fact, I'd love to know what this song, Third Eye Blind, Semi-Charmed Life, what does it mean to you? Whether you want to admit it or not, I know you love this song. It's like, you know, as a teenage kid, I was out on my skateboard listening to punk rock music. I would not sit there and tell you I loved, you know, pop music or some type of, you know, radio-friendly pop rock on the radio. I wouldn't tell you that. Even if I did, I would admit it to my friends. It's like me saying, hey, I love the Backstreet Boys. And then I started getting shit and I'm saying, oh, I was just kidding. You know, was I really kidding? Probably not. But it's my love. I don't give a shit if nobody else likes it. And I love a lot of music. But rock to the core is my soul. So please, what are those songs for you? What are those bands for you? And what is this song? This song by Third Eye Blind from their debut album. What does it mean to you? Does it bring back memories? Or does it mean nothing to you? I'd love to know. Please, let me know in the comment section. But hey, till next time, go out there. Take care of yourself. Take care of your friends. Take care of your family. Do what you want to do in life. Take those songs. Bring meaning to your life. And maybe it'll help you pick a direction to go. That's the beauty. But till next time, take care of yourself. I'm out.